Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 146 of my Season 2 Let's Play. So in case you watched the previous episode, you know that I had some trouble in the ending of the previous episode to get everything running perfectly. But right at the end, right exactly at the end, I actually figured out how to solve the problem that I had. And now the cart, my drill cart, is consistently going forward and backwards between the two edges. The thing that I simply made different is I removed the track from here, so there is now an air block difference between the gate and the launcher track, and also basically that's it. There is no track here, and it's not right by it. Like this is not the gate. The gate is right here. So this is basically the difference. So that's what I've come up with right at the ending of the previous episode, and I think pretty much the only thing remaining to do is just to start mining. So what I'm going to do is actually turn off the cart from here, so it's going to stop looping. I'm going to need to use, even though the cart has a chunk loader attachment to it, I think I should probably force chunk load the actual landing area. Because as you can see, it seems like it's not doing anything. Like it got stuck or something. But once I come through, there we go, it's running. So I probably should force load this area. This small area here to make sure that it's force loaded. And let's see if it can loop again. So if I turn it like this, it goes through and comes back again. Okay, so turn it off. Let's finally set up, let's get ready to mine. So properly set this up here, so all those tracks will be connected like so. This from here. This will start mining from there. And I think actually this is it. This should be ready to run. Let's quickly just take a look at the configuration of the cart. So the drill is currently disabled, but the module toggler will take care of that. It has fuel, it has rails, it has bridge material. Let's activate chunk loading and activate shield. It consumes a lot of, chunk loading consumes fuel. I guess the shield, the shield does as well. Ooh, the shield consumes a lot of fuel. Okay, so let's not activate the shield for the time being. Set it off to mine at height 62 because that's the height of my small bridge mechanism there. And basically let it start mining. And if I come here, I can actually follow that. So that's officially the mine, the cart in action. It's going to continually build bridges until it reaches something it can mine. It will actually take a little bit of time to begin with. Like the first encounter with mining stuff will be here. So it's gonna start with a lot of soul sand. So it's gonna take a little while. You know what? I'm gonna quickly cut the video and let it reach that designated spot, and we can see how it runs when it gets there. Okay, now I did place a liquid sensor on the card. That's the thing that makes it look like it has those googly eyes thingies, which is kind of amusing. And quite ironically, it's gonna be encountering a lava stream right in any second now. I do think, although, it's not exactly on the same coordinates, it's one block to the right or left, depends on how you look at it. So I don't know if it's going to interface it in any way, but in theory, from what I understand, once it reaches some sort of liquid, either being water or lava, it should kind of try to avoid it, so we'll see how that turns out. The cart, obviously, as you can see, has a supply of bridge material and rail material, and the way it's designed to work is whenever it runs out of either rails, or whenever it runs out of bridge material, or whenever the inventory slots are full, it's going to simply start turning back and go back to the cargo unloading area. Okay, it doesn't seem to be interfacing it with it in any shape or form. Well, it's not on the same plane, like it's one plane to the left, so there is no problem there. Okay, the only thing that actually worries me, although getting there will take quite some time, is if I get too far away from here, like enough to actually run out of fuel before filling up everything, or running out of bridge material or tracks, this is actually when this system will need to be changed. However, there is a really long time until then. Okay, so it's going to encounter something to mine, and this is how it's going to mine. The Galgadorian drill mines, I think, an area of 9 by 9. Yep, 4 blocks to each direction, and I also think 9 blocks up, and obviously the block in the center. It's obviously going to fill up all the inventory slots here. It's going to mine it very, very fast. This is the Galgadorian drill. Nice to meet you. It's going to mine extremely fast. And this is pretty much it. This is the entire project that I've been working on. It's going to encounter a lot of soul sand, more soul sand. I don't see any glowstone in the near future. So I don't know if it's going to be here. As far as I see it, it seems like glowstone in the Nether. I really can't find a pattern on the spawning. Like, it seems like soul sand usually spawns averagely, by average, the same height, like 60 to 65 or so. If you look around, you can see. Firebat. You can see that soul sand is roughly always at the same height. So since soul sand is something I'm interested in, I kind of set the height module to mine at that height. However, on glowstone, which is something I also want to mine in the Nether, I really have no idea. Like, I can't seem to find any pattern. It seems to spawn all over the place. It usually spawns either near the flooring of the Nether or the roof, like or the ceiling. So kind of random, sort of, not really, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let this run, and while this is running, I actually should also start taking care of taking things out of the cargo unloader, because at the moment I'm only pulling things in but not taking anything out. So it's eventually gonna get filled up with, at the moment, Netherrack and soul sand. So actually it's a lot simpler than you might think it's going to be. Just let's get rid of things. Again, every time I roll this remote thing, it gets resetted for some unknown reason. Okay, so let's get rid of all of this. So I'm going to need an export bus. I'm going to need some netherrack. Well, I have some netherrack on me, and some soul sand. Actually, I'm going to need an import bus, not an export bus. Import. And probably some cables. Now, at the moment, I'm aware of potentially having netherrack, soul sand, and obviously glowstone is also potentially something that can appear there. So let's take care of those 3 materials. So instead of placing my export bus on default, like on pull out everything, I'm going to filter to only pull out those 3 things, because I don't want it to be pulling things like the bridge material, which is the stone, or the tracks, or coal. I want it to pull only whatever it's supposed to be pulling. So, actually very conveniently I can place it right here. So this will be the import bus. The red face will be on all slots of the inventory, and it will be from the cart. It will be always active. It will be pulling netherrack, soul sand, and glowstone. It will do it stack at a time, and obviously it will be connected to the rest of the network. So that's kind of simple. And this is pretty much in terms of physically how the loading and unloading system cargo works. This is pretty much completed. In the future, I might need to modify whatever the import bus filters out, like add more things. I think I may also need to add mushrooms, and potentially also nether bricks. To be honest, if there was a feature, some sort of item movement system, either being buildcraft or whatever, to actually pull things out of an inventory and act as like a kind of a negative filter, like pull everything out except for. Actually, maybe there is a pipe that does that. How does the emerald pipe work? I'm not familiar with it. Okay, so they did a little bit of tiny research here. Emerald pipe, again, they're not something that I'm looking for. They're not going to help me. What I could really want to use is some sort, as I said, kind of a filter that would pull everything except for items that you specify. So specifically here, pull everything except for tracks, coal, and stone. But unfortunately, I don't think something exists like this. So I'm going to simply have to keep adding things that I want to pull out from. Okay, let's quickly take a look on how it's doing. Okay, it's got a nice distance already. And the chunk loader seems to have turned off. Because it should have kept running. It's... what? Deactivate chunk? No, I want to keep it activated. That's interesting. It kind of feels like it didn't go anywhere. Okay, let's say I have roughly 11 blocks going outwards. Let's leave the age and wait a bit, see if anything changes. Actually, while waiting, instead of simply waiting for no reason, I want to start taking care of all that netherrack. Now, at the moment, netherrack, the only use for it, as far as I know, which is actually something I'm doing with it, is smelting it into lava, which is actually something I'm doing and using. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be it's going to be very simple. I'm going to an export bus, a relay, and 2 item tesseracts. That should be enough. Yep, it's going to be really easy and simple thing. So I'm going to place it right here because I like using that area as all my output towards other places in the world or in my game. Let's have it right here. So this relay will look up into this item tesseract, which will be frequency 4, and we're gonna call it Netherrack, just Netherrack. Okay, and that will be sending only. It will always be on. That export bus will look into that relay and always export Netherrack, stack at a time. So this is how I'm going to get rid of Netherrack, and obviously the output of that tesseract will be in my lava age, my lava generation age. And obviously that also means that I probably am going to start this quarry won't mine as much, probably. Okay, so this will be connected directly to this interface, so it should work without too many problems. And that will be on the Netherrack, and it will be receiving only. You should actually see yeah. I think shouldn't be too much of a problem. It should push out and pull out the Netherrack without any problems. While this tesseract basically pushes things into the interface. Well, I don't have any Netherrack to test it with at the moment, so I'm gonna have to wait until my cart goes back from this mining trip. Let's go ahead and take a look. I want to make sure. It felt like the chunk loading wasn't working. So I was roughly, let's say, 10 or 12 blocks outside of that small plateau here. Let's see how it looks right now. Yep, there is a problem. The chunk loader is not chunk loading. Maybe it's in the wrong setting. Maybe like this it's working. So let's try and give it another check now. So leave the age. Force the chunks to unload basically. And wait a bit. Okay, so I gave it a nice amount of time, like 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see. It should have clearly advanced a nice significant distance since then. Nope, still the same problem. Okay, there is some issue here. This chunk loader is not chunk loading. And I don't know why. Let me try and figure out what's the problem. Okay, so I tried looking for some information online, and actually, quite ironically, now that I came back to try and take a look again, apparently it kept running. Now, I wasn't in that age and it continued mining, so I guess for some reason it started working again. I did find some information regarding some people saying that it might be broken. However, the version that I'm playing, I think it should be fixed. So this is why I don't understand why it had some issues, although now it seems to be running. So I'm not sure what's going on. However, it seems to still seems to be running at the moment. You can see what's been happening here. It ran out of tracks, although now I see a problem that apparently some gas, I guess, took out a track there, and it kind of cannot continue. This is actually potentially bad. Although the card shouldn't be shot at unless I'm here to make it be shot at. Like, gas don't fire on unsuspecting cards for no reason. But you can see it ran out of rails, and it simply started, it just did a U-turn, and now it goes back home. And if it can reach it, if it will be able to get there, it should be able to unload all its goods, and I'm gonna see if everything else works correctly. So let's give it some time to actually get here. Okay, so just about to reach the home port. It's gonna go through the portal. Whoops! What was that all about? That's new. Okay, let's try to fix this. I'm gonna need the cart to bounce back. Come on. I'm having too many issues with the mining cart for some reason, and I really didn't expect to have all of those issues. Yeah, I have to say this is amusing. Okay, I might need to do what I was doing before and actually give it some more room to take a wider turn. Let's try and do that. I'm going to need some tracks to do it. Yeah, and this is amusing. Let's try doing this. Okay, let's see if that will work. Giving it a wider turn and a longer distance to go through. Although I really don't see why it should happen. Like, why does it happen? I have no idea. Nope. Okay, this is kind of annoying. What will happen if I try to apply a booster track here? I don't think booster tracks actually apply to Steve's cart, but let's try. I'm going to need, let's just steal some from here. One should be enough, yeah. Don't need any more than one. Yeah, it's not gonna go through. Okay, so if I try to replace, say, this with a booster track, what's going to happen? Nothing. And if I try to move this track over here, what's going to happen? Okay, that was strange. Nope. It has some sort of a delay with the bouncing for some reason. What will happen if I do this? There is a lot of trial and error with the launcher tracks, and yeah, then it starts doing this strange thing that was happening previously. Okay, I actually want to try, maybe if I place two launcher tracks, right, one after the other, maybe it will work. No, this is not what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, let me try and go ahead and make another launcher track, another set of launcher tracks. Yeah, I should have everything that I need, however it's gonna be a little bit boring, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it off screen. Be right back. Okay, so try added a second launcher track, and that's basically what it was doing before. Whenever there is a track right after this, it tries doing something it shouldn't. And why does it try to launch back? I don't really know. But we're back to square one, where this is not running when it should be. Again, I guess most of the things were fixed in later versions of the mod, which I'm simply not playing on. What will happen if I try to do this? Although it makes no difference. Okay, I just had probably the silliest idea ever, but if this is going to work, it will be very amusing. I'm kind of clueless, and I'm going to try this because I really have no other choice, because I really want to try and get this mining system running, and I don't really see any other option. I'm going to need another crystal for that, another crystal system for that. I think the 33 that I still have remaining will work. Let's get another book receptacle. This, okay, and I brought myself another book because I'm gonna use that book, and that's actually a linking book I took away from the gate. I'm gonna replace it and use it, and I turn off the track, the track that I had here, so it's kind of on hold. So I'm going to go through the gate, which leads me right here. So I'm gonna stand right here and create another book. Exactly the same book, basically looking exactly the same place. So this gives me this linking book. And the reason for what I'm going to try and do is this. And every time the card starts to go through, it seems to be bouncing back. I don't know why it does that, and it might be visual only. It might be like some sort of visual bug, but it seems to be bouncing back, right? So let's use that. Let's try and make a second gate right here. Let's see if that will work. Because I genuinely have nothing to lose. This is currently not working, so really, why not try? So let's make a gate right here that will be looking like this. I think this should be good enough. And place the book receptacle right here. And let's see if that works. Nope. Okay, so this is... wait, let's actually try changing it a little bit. What happens if I break the entire ceiling completely? Will it like literally bounce back? Or not? Maybe this is the difference. Although when I have the roof open like this, it really, yeah, was just talking about ghasts. It really invites those fireballs. Okay, what will happen now? I don't know if it's only visual or it's actually bouncing back, but let's try doing it. Just make a larger portal. This is ridiculous. It really is. But I have no idea what else could I be doing to try and salvage this little project. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the ghast over there. Oh, it's actually quite far. Okay. That seems to be good enough. If it is indeed bouncing back, this is the right place. So, okay, turn it on. And it goes through! I don't know if it went through here or here, but it works! Woohoo! And I also went through. Okay. Okay, so now the system will unload. It will take a little bit of time. It's going to get rid of all the inventory, and actually it's all being exported at the same time, so that's actually quite okay. And after all the inventory empties out, it should start refilling on the bridge material, the engine material, and the coal basically, and the tracks. So this is the coal, this is the rails, and this is the bridge material. Okay, and it should continue going. And what? Oh, I'm landing directly in the gate. However, the car doesn't seem to do that. Okay, this is interesting. The cart seems to be doing fine, but I'm landing directly in the gate, so this is not so great. But if I try to go through with here, I should be able to see the cart mining again, which is what's important. Yeah, it's going again, so that's good enough. And finally, let's actually check how is my Netherrack system doing. Is it indeed went through as it should have? So if I come through here, I shouldn't have any Netherrack in the system because it all should have been pushed into the Tesseract. So Netherrack, okay, there's still some. I guess the relay is full. Yeah, okay, this relay is full. So I really hope that the Tesseract in my lava creation age is also actually full because of it. So if I look into this interface, it should also be full, but it's not. Why is it not full? Okay, maybe I want to try and connect this into a relay instead of directly connecting it to the interface. I think it might not be working as I expected. Let's get a relay instead. Maybe Tesseracts and interfaces don't really like each other very much. So let's just get another interface, another relay. Let's see. Okay, let's get an interface. Another relay. And that's actually should be it. Okay, so grab the interface and yep, I think that should be it. However, I actually think I might need to increase the energy production in this small system because at the moment I have this. No, it should be enough. Okay, so let's just move the interface here, place the relay here, and simply move that Tesseract to be connected right here. So it will be receiving only Netherrack. So this should receive all the relay, okay, there we go. Now it's working. Although since I'm checking this one, okay, let's change this. I cannot use this here. Simply because my buildcraft condition is running off this interface, I cannot not check this one. So I'm gonna have to push items into here instead. Although it's not a must really, but it should work just the same. Netherrack, receive only. Okay, so if I push things out in my overworld age, say place them here, they should be pulled out. Yep, they get pulled out, and they should appear in the Netherrack quarry age in that relay. Yep, there we go. Okay, so this is running now. I still have this very large quarry still having 30 layers to go of pure Netherrack. However, now since I have all this excess Netherrack from my mining age, from my Netherrack mining, this core is probably gonna not run too much. Yeah, since of the conditional that I've placed here a very long time ago, which whenever this has items in the inventory, turn it off. So this is pretty much not going to run for a very long time now, but I can increase my lava production if I really want to. Because at the time of creating this lava production system, I didn't count on actually having Netherrack mining, or nether mining with all that extra netherrack. So this is kind of, the quarry is kind of rendered useless pretty much. Just let's finish by, I actually want to again take a look and see how's the mining cart doing. Let's go through the book, it's faster. I can't use the gate anymore because of the second gate placement that I've got there. Simply I just can't go through because then I go through back to the same original age again. Yeah, I think there's still some issues with the chunk loading. It's too inconsistent. I cannot figure out when it should be going, when it shouldn't be going. It's acting very strange, and I don't like that, but I don't think I have too much choice. Whether or not it's intended, or whether or not it's fixed already, I don't have much choice. Like, the version I'm playing, this is what I have. And I thought about adding, actually Railcraft gives you this thing. How's it called? This thing. The Encore cart, which could potentially be used with what I'm doing here. But the thing is, I don't really want to use it because it kind of overcomplicates things a lot. So I want to try and refrain from using it. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit, see how it turns out. It might be completely useless eventually in making this kind of ridiculous, but I'm going to let this run for now, just because it's awesome. Just like the way it looks, like it makes those giant tunnels. And of course, if you try mining with basically in the overworld or any other normal age, and I'm air quoting here because what's a normal age? Define normal. You can make those giant tunnels like underground very nicely and very easily. So it can be very useful actually, this tool, the Galgadorian drill. My netherrack production is gonna go crazy. I'm gonna have a ton of the netherrack. Okay, so after many bumps in the road, got this running. So the entire project of getting nether mining through getting all those monster traps, all the Galgadorian eyes production, everything, all of that, pretty much completed. Now that I've got nether mining, I could go ahead and make another drill if I really want to, but I don't really know. So can pretty much put this project behind us and look for the future. So as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.